How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with another review. And it is American Barleywine time in the form of Kane Brewing's Vengeful Heart. Never had this before, but I'm really excited to give it a whirlwind because, well, I always say that in every review. But big fan of Kane. If I try to keep my homerisms at bay, but if anybody were to call me a homer, if any brewery would most likely be Kane. For good reason, though, because of the beers that I've had from them. I've never had a bad one, and most of them I really, really enjoy. So I'm super excited to give this a whirl because barley wines are one of my favorite styles of beer now. It is American barley wine, so, not the biggest American barley wine guy, especially fresh. I like them aged and kind of round out that hop profile that typically accompanies American barley wines. But, never had it before. Got a bottle. Got to try it fresh, because if you don't try it fresh, you don't know what it ends up becoming. So we got to crack into this sucker and see what's what. As far as what it says on the bottle, it says Kane Brewing Company, Vengeful Heart, American-style barley wine ale, 10.3% alcohol by volume. Vengeful Heart is an American-style barley wine with a big tropical fruit flavors and aromas from some of our favorite American hops, Simcoe, Citra, and Mosaic. This huge hop bill is supported by a backbone of caramel, toffee, and dark fruit flavors from a blend of 4 different crystal malts. Vengeful Heart has a deep ruby color, full body, and a caramel finish. Vengeful Heart should be stored cold and consumed fresh. So even though it is an American barley wine, they're telling you to drink it fresh. Now, taste or case, I'd love to see how a lot of American barley wines age, but we're not going to know what's what until we crack it in this sucker. And that be that, I believe. I mean, label-wise, it is, Kane. It's all the labels are essentially the same. The only difference is verbiage and color. Shape can be a little bit different from time to time. Font is different, usually leaning a little more cursive outside of the Belgian realm, and when they go into block, kind of more blocky font, I guess you would say they go more Belgian. So, yeah, let's give it a whirl. Let's see what she's got. Nice kind of like hot reddish pink going on there. Vengeful Heart, just released the day before Valentine's Day, so you get the whole kind of play on words or beer play on a date or a made-up holiday, whatever you want to call it. Oh my god. That is dirty dishwater. That looks good so far. I haven't had any barley wine-esque kind of beers from Kane so far, so, this is just a little bit extra nipple erecting kind of goodness going on here. If there was an Merriam-Webster dictionary on creaminess, that would be it. The bubbles are so compact you barely see them except for a few stragglers. And it's defying gravity, it's creamy, it just looks infinitely welcoming. It looks like almost like a kind of topping on like an espresso kind of coffee foamy top to it, or even just like some kind of like pseudo kind of ice cream going on. And like I said, it's dirty dishwater. That is poo-poo dirty dishwater. It's dark, it's brown, it's super hazy, super unfiltered, it looks super dense. If this doesn't have a bomb mouthfeel on it, then I don't know what kind of fucking wizardry they're doing by not getting a great mouthfeel out of something that looks like that. But yeah, brown with ever so slightest bit of reddishness to it, ever so slightest bit of yellow kind of goldenness to it. Glean that around the bottom. You do get a little bit of light in that up to here, but it's just dark. It looks Doppelbockish in kind of body. And there's high gravity Doppelbock, not your thin see-through Doppelbock. Talking celebrator level haziness here. So yeah, let's get a nose on her. I smell fruit from here. Yeah, it's really weird. A lot of tropical fruit juice in there, but it doesn't smell like a barley wine to me. It smells like, I don't know. Yeah, it's the toffee and caramel in this are so dense and so thick that it's like almost like an aged barley wine already. It's kind of cool in that sense that you get these huge tropical hops, juicy citrus hops, stone fruit, the whole nine. It's almost like your hazy double IPA hop profile, but in an aged barley wine. So it almost like if you were to age like a barley wine or an English old ale, like, the ones I typically talk about, your JW Lees, your Hardys, your old stocks, with some age on them, then decided to kind of dry hop it or something like that. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting out of it, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's really just two ends of the spectrum, man. Not in any way, shape, or form what I'd expect from a barley wine, American or otherwise. Typically when you're talking about American barley wines in just the general sense, it's that kind of over-the-top, kind of piney, resiny, not even dank, it's just all about pine resin. And then they throw in this nice, huge malt base, a ton of caramel malts. This is a ton of toffee, a ton of caramel, but in a robust kind of like aged way, or more like a malted malt ball kind of caramel, nougaty kind of like Whoppers malted ball kind of way. But then you're throwing those kind of new school American hops on there where you're getting a ton of juice, ton of tropical fruit, stone fruit, the whole nines of the fruit, every fruit whatsoever. So yeah, it smells a little bit of smokiness in there, maybe even a little bit of like a almost burnt kind of maltiness, like a super kiln malt. Yeah, it just smells super interesting. I'm not going to say it's blowing me away in the nose because I think my brain is kind of rattling around inside trying to figure out what's going on because they're just two opposite ends of the spectrum kind of notes battling against each other. You just don't get them that often, and sometimes stuff like that works and sometimes it doesn't. So let's find out. Cheers. So bizarre. It's exactly what is in the nose. You're getting this really... Man, I wish they would just make a straight up English part. Maybe they do. Because I didn't know they actually made it still this year. Even though I've been in the cane for a while. I think this might have been a small release last year. Maybe in-house only. Who knows? But I didn't even hear about this beer till this year. And the malt base in this is so primed and perfect for an English barley wine. But it just has those tropical hops over the top of it. So you're getting a really nice body. I mean, we already kind of talked about that on the pour. There's no way this wasn't going to have a nice mouthfeel. And right at the beginning, you get that kind of sugar daddy kind of vibe going on. And the second you start opening your mouth or go to swallow it and kind of release it, then you just get that burst of those hops. Everything from citrus to stone fruit to tropical fruit to like a floralness. You're getting a bit of pine on there too. It's running the whole gamut of the hop profile, but you're not getting a ton of like over the top, like dirty, earthy hop, which you expect with an English barley wine, which with this base would make perfect. Anyway, nitpicking aside, yeah, it's really kind of just an odd beer, and in a good way. Not my favorite because that just battling back of those flavors just. I don't know, but I dig it in its uniqueness. So yeah, like I said, first bit, just the first slightest bit you get in your mouth, sugar daddy. Then that kind of rides all the way through, which is really nice mouthfeel, and you just get waves and waves of tropical hops. And that bitterness on the back end of the hops, you do get a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of pine, kind of stays with you. But there's an underlying current of that caramel toffee, that sugar daddiness that kind of rides with it. So yeah, it's definitely the odd couple of beers. I've never had anything more odd couple than this beer, and I think it's really fun. Because it just doesn't make sense to do it, and that's one more reason to do it. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better American barley wines I've had as of late. No. There's some dialed back American barley wines that are called American barley wines that I would like better than this. But this is it one of the more interesting American barley wines I've had ever? Yeah. You go up to somebody and be like, hey, I'm going to make this huge barley wine that's almost taste aged to begin with, and then I'm just gonna throw a bunch of tropical hops in it. People are gonna think you're crazy. No, it works. It doesn't work perfectly for me, but it works because it's super freaking fun. Let's see. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I'd buy it. I forget what these went for. Assuming going by Kane's atypical price point, I assume they're between $12 to $16 a bottle, probably closer to 12. So that doesn't suck at all in any way whatsoever. And I'd absolutely buy this to age out. They say drink fresh. I get it. I get where you're coming from. But I'm so interested to see where these hop profiles go with time. Obviously, the base beer itself, the barley wine aspect of it, the ABV of it is going to carry it for the long term. And I'm really curious to where these hops end up. Because I think this might turn into something super unique down the line that could be really cool. And I'm not talking, months to a year. I'm talking 5 to 10 years. I think this could become something and be like, whoa, we should have been aging this the whole time. Availability, it's Kane. You got to go to the brewery to get it. That's the only part that sucks. I'm lucky enough to, one, have friends hook me up with bottles. Thank you very much, George, yet again for another beer. And two, it's not too far away from me, so if I did get off my lazy ass and actually go get some, I'd be able to do that. And just say this, if you like what we like this, there's nothing like it. Let's put it that way. Nothing like that I've had. I should say there's nothing like it. I'm sure there's something like it out there, but I haven't had it. So let's put it this way. If you like aged old ales or barley wines, English style barley wines, and you love New England style hazy IPAs, and you wonder what would happen if they both had a baby, that's what this would be. And as weird as that sounds, it doesn't suck. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review as much as I did. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below and like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. If you want to check us out anywhere else on the internet, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, and all 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a weird little love child of New England and... there you go. New England versus Englandness. Or English versus England or whatever. Goodness. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.